A high school baseball player in Iowa was a victim of racism during a baseball game. It was Charles City, Iowa's Jeremiah Chapman's first real experience with racism, and it's something he'll never forget. TV6's Scooby Mageza has more.
Jeremiah Chapman's love for sports started at a young age, and as he got older, that love turned him into a four-sport high school athlete that excelled in every sport. During a high school baseball game in late June, Jeremiah was playing in the outfield against rival school Waverly Shell Rock. It was then he started to hear racist remarks from the fans. It started by them calling him Colin Kaepernick, a former NFL football player that took a knee during the national anthem against police brutalities on black people. And as Jeremiah tried to ignore them, the comments escalated.
I don't know why they call me Colin Kaepernick, because I don't kneel or anything. I stand, so I didn't see it. So I just ignored that one. And then they told me to go back to the fields. And then they started yelling Trump 2020 like that was gonna get. I don't really pay attention to politics like that. So I don't know why they started chanting that.
But the next comment said Jeremiah couldn't ignore. The fans told him he should have been George Floyd, a black man that was killed in Minneapolis while being arrested by police. It was a comment that stuck because to Jeremiah, it was as if they wanted him dead. And in that moment, he lost all the will to continue playing.
We had 3 outs. I sprinted the dugout. I was like, Coach, that was the first comment I told him. I didn't say like all the stuff from before. That was the first one right away. I was like, Coach, he said I should have been George Floyd. I took out my glove. I said, not one thing.
Jeremiah believes his coaches reacted the right way. But when he told the ump asked him if Jeremiah wants him to stop the game or go kick the fans out. But in a big game against a rival school, Jeremiah didn't want to make a big deal out of it and let his teammates down. So he chose to continue playing.
It wasn't a close game. And it was my teammate's last game before he went to the National Guard. And I wanted to win for him because he's a senior, and after that game, he's done playing sports. He said he's not going to college to play sports. So I was like, bro, I'm trying to win this game. So I just let it go.
Jeremiah's mom usually attends his games, but this game happened to be one of the few she didn't. It was after she received a text from him that she immediately knew something was wrong.
He said something on the lines of like, Mom, why are people so mean? And I was like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I just don't get it. What do we do to people? Why do people treat us so badly?
That night, when Jeremiah got home, Keisha said he cried himself to sleep. The comments from the game kept replaying in his head over and over again. They bothered him so much to the point where he decided that he was done playing high school sports and wanted to quit playing altogether.
For him to want to give up sports, it was like, that cut me deep. Because I know he don't really care about nothing else. Like, that's his life. He loves playing football. He loves playing, like, everything. He loves these sports. So for him to say, I'm done, I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
I can't believe like anyone like would just say that. And it hurt me a lot. And I just told my mom, like, I don't want to have to worry about playing anymore. And then like someone else saying that, especially because football is about to start and football can get very like trash talk. I don't want anyone just being like, oh, this, and then I get really mad and then end up acting in a different way. So that's why I told her, I was like, I just want to be done. I told her I was going to turn in all my stuff. I just wanted to quit.
Jeremiah and his family moved to Iowa over 10 years ago. He's the oldest of 5 siblings that will be the first to experience how it is for a black man to grow up in this country. And he, out of all Keisha's children, is the one that struggles with the idea of being black.
When COVID first started, we used to have school, like at home school. And I used to make my kids do like a writing assignment every day, every morning. And one day I said, if you can change one thing about yourself, what would you change? And Jeremiah said, I would change my skin color. I would not want to be this dark. And this was back in March that he said this. So for this to happen in June, yes, I'm furious. I'm mad as hell. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed. I'm sad. I'm angry. I'm heartbroken. and I don't know how to comfort my son.
Keisha will be taking Jeremiah through counseling to help him navigate through this difficult time, because it's the first time his eyes were opened up to how a lot of Black people feel growing up in our country.
One of his coaches texted him. It was like, I'm thinking about you. I'm here for you. You need anything? And then he responded something on the lines of, it just hurts because I've always been trying to fit in. And now I realize I'll never fit in. Like, you would never know how that feels as a parent to hear him tell me that.
It hurt. It really does, because I try. When I first moved here, I tried my hardest to fit in, because I didn't want everyone to look at me like, oh, he's just a little Black kid. Oh, let's not hang out with him, all that. So I just, that's why I just thought, trying to fit in would be very...
This is deeper than just this one situation. We need to address this nationwide, because nobody should be subjected to this kind of treatment, period.
Your heart really goes out to this kid. It had to be really hard to even talk about this to you. And there is an investigation underway amongst the schools and the high school association?
Yeah, Waverly Shell Rock is a school where it happened, and they're currently still undergoing their investigation. The culprits, or the people who were making the racist remarks, still have not been found yet. There has been no punishment, which is kind of the topic of discussion. I did speak to the IHSAA, and they will be meeting with Jeremiah and Charles City on Monday, and hopefully this takes, a step forward in changing some guidelines where it's not left up to Jeremiah to make the decision on if those guys should be kicked out for making those racist remarks. Yeah,
the adults needed to be the ones that stepped up there. But he's incredibly brave to come forward and talk about this, and I'm glad to see that he's going to stay with sports. It had to be hard for him to talk to you about this.
Yeah, and one thing that his mother said is he's, out of her 5 children, the most soft-spoken one. And this is completely out of his character to even speak to media like this. But she told him that we're not going to fight fire with fire. This is his opportunity. This is his moment to shine and help make a difference. And if they can change one rule, one guideline within the Iowa High School Athletic Association, then they've done their part. They don't want people to tell them they're sorry. They don't want people to message them and start a GoFundMe. None of that. What they want is for everyone to start these important conversations with your family, with your aunties, your uncles, your cousins, whoever it is in your house, and have these conversations and talk about why this was wrong and why these things hurt him so much.
And why it's completely unacceptable. So really nice story, Scooby.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right.